Hello there, hello, hi. I used to never be able to stick to a morning routine until I did this one thing, and that is me. Hey, what's up? In this video, we're going to talk about how I finally created a morning routine that I can stick to. So when it comes to making a morning routine, I feel like there is so much should behind it. I should have one, I should do all these things, I should, all before my day even starts. There's a list of things you feel like you should do, but we keep going through the same habit of hitting the snooze button one too many times, rushing around trying to get ready, and then flying out the door if you have a job to be at, or rushing to get to your laptop to start working if you're working or studying from home. Maybe you end up making a subpar breakfast because you're rushing around and it's not the healthy breakfast that you wanted, and then we start the day from this place of stress instead of a place of calm. But there are those days where you prep your overnight oats the night before, you wake up and you make your smoothie on time, you maybe even have a little bit of extra time so you listen to an audiobook before you get into your day, but still they are less than the majority of the time. Why is that? Whether you work from home or you work in an office, I have a feeling that you're on this video because you want to start your day from a place of peace. You want to start your morning really slowly, that feels good, where you have time to wash your face and nourish your body and drink some water, instead of feeling anxious, chaotic, overworked, and stressed all the time. Am I right? And of course it makes sense that a morning routine is something that is important to stick to, because when we listen to podcasts about the successful people that we want to be like, they always seem to have a morning routine, but it's still hard to stick to. So I'm going to go through 3 mistakes that hold us back from creating and sticking to a morning routine that we like, and then the one thing that was really a game changer for me. So mistake number 1 is we overfill this morning routine with all of the things we want to do. We feel like we need to journal and meditate and stretch and make a healthy breakfast and have a green tea and have an orgasm and have a shower and blow dry our hair, and if we really look at our schedule, we could probably fit in a load of laundry. And maybe I should also have a green juice, but definitely water with lemon, and I need to take my supplements, and it needs to all happen before the day starts. And on top of this mile-long list of things that we think should be in our morning routine, we expect it to all be able to happen in 15 to 30 minutes. And I don't know about you, but realistically, from the time I hit snooze to the time I just go brush my teeth, take a probiotic, and wash my face, it's pretty much been 15 minutes. Sun, come back, please. I don't know if it's gonna come back. And of course, you can have a 15-minute morning routine if that makes sense for you, but the reality is that a routine isn't always fast. This might be some time for you that takes 1 hour or even 2 hours, depending on how you want to structure your day and how you want to create this routine. I also really want to stay away from the idea that this is something that happens before you start your day. This is the start of your day, and this is productive, and this is self-care. And when we think of this thing that just needs to get done or out of the way before we can start the day, it already pushes the priority of having a morning routine low on the list. The second mistake is starting your morning from a place of pure flow and saying, I'm just gonna do whatever I want when I wake up. When I had this rigid morning routine that I would try and fail at, I started to just feel bad about it. And I realized that some days I feel like doing it and some days I don't. So then I said to myself, oh, I just like to flow, so I'm gonna do whatever I feel like. But this is setting me up for being really indulgent, because when I wake up and think about what do I feel like doing, it's usually going back to sleep or hitting the snooze button. And some days I would wake up and look at my phone, and some days I'd meditate, and some days I'd go outside, but it wasn't really structured enough. And I am all for balancing the masculine and feminine and the flow and the structure, and this is where this had to come back together. So we do need a structure in our morning, but the structure might just say, these are the hours you have to work with, or this is the time you have to work with, these are the things that you want to do because they feel really good for you. There's definitely value in waking up and feeling into your body and thinking, okay, I'm not gonna be able to pull off the 6 a.m. workout this morning because I'm too sore, or I have a really big day, or I'm actually exhausted, versus giving yourself this sort of false sense of flow and I'm just gonna do whatever I want, and then sort of wasting the first hours of your day and definitely not coming into that place of grounded focus and peace. Mistake number 3 when it comes to creating a morning routine that you're actually going to stick to is trying to base it off someone else's. So I've definitely been guilty of listening to a podcast and hearing someone's morning routine and writing it all down and then trying to copy it. And even just last summer, I decided that I was going to add journaling as part of my morning routine because I saw someone online doing that. But the journal prompts I was using were like, okay, let me actually just look. Where am I stuck right now that's stopping me from moving forward? What doubts do I currently have and how can I ease them? Where do I experience sexual shame in my life? So like a bit heavy for 8 a.m. And then I would go into my workday feeling pretty emotional, so it just wasn't working. I still journal, just not in my morning routine. I also used to have working out as part of my morning routine because I felt like that's what I needed to do to be successful. And I remember so many mornings walking to the UBC gym through campus with a mug of hot water and lemon in my hand, like an actual mug, not a travel mug, to go to the gym. And for other months, I worked at a HIIT training center, and I would open that gym at 5:45 a.m. and I would train people in the morning, and I would go to spin classes at 6 a.m. until I started trying 4:30 p.m. workouts and realized that I like them way better. Of course, this totally depends on your body, but the solution here is that trial and error is a huge part of building a routine that you're actually gonna like. And if something isn't working or isn't feeling good, it's okay to quit it or change it or move it to somewhere else in your day. Mistake number 4 is having obstacles in your way that are going to slow you down from these things that you want to happen in your morning routine. So this is kind of an obvious tip that you've probably seen on other morning routine videos, but it's like you want to make sure that you have your outfit picked out for the next day, or you have your supplements ready to go, or your probiotic by your sink, or a big glass of water by your sink. And this is a non-negotiable, guys. This is a really easy way to make sure that you're getting those things done in the morning that you want to do, and all it takes is 2 minutes in the evening to set yourself up for success. And I've definitely heard people say the morning routine starts the night before, so if that makes sense for you, make sure that you're getting that done. But honestly, even after realizing the mistakes that I was making, like putting too much into my morning routine or having an unrealistic time frame to get it all done, and copying my morning routine off someone else, or trying to just go with the flow and see what happens, or making a super fun morning routine that was easy where all I had to do was make sure I washed my face and meditated for 5 minutes and made some tea, I still wasn't doing it. Until this one switch in my mind, which was calling it my morning ceremony. When I came back to Canada for the summer months, I had the words of my mentor in my mind. She said, your morning time has to be sacred, and it has to be for you. And it is sacred because it is a transition time. We're waking up from the dream world and from the time that we sleep and starting our day, and it really does set the tone for the 16 hours that you're awake. And when I made it sacred and I made it a ceremony, it really was just about doing stuff for me and not about checking things off of a list. So now the start of my everyday is in ceremony with myself, and when I do something like look at my phone or press snooze one too many times, I can really feel that it's just disrespecting me. It's just putting me at a loss, and my mantra for the last months has been I choose me. So I choose to go into this ceremony with myself, and I just move through my morning and I listen to my body, and I don't put any pressure on what my mood is or what my energy level is like. I think about my dreams, and I just slowly sort of move through my room as the energy actually wakes up in my body. I'm going to take you through the actual details of my morning routine in a minute, but the point is it doesn't actually matter what is in your morning routine. It's about the mindset of choosing this time for you and choosing what is best for you now and for your highest good, or choosing what's best for the 2 p.m. version of you who is going to feel either anxious or exhausted or undernourished if you don't spend this time now at the start of your day doing something that makes you feel really good and grounded and centered and focused. Right now, in full transparency, my morning ceremony takes between 1 and 2 hours. That is the time that I have given for myself to move through these different things that I want to do, and it does always go in the same order now. So before I was saying how I sort of got out of balance with this flow of I'll just do whatever I want, but now that I've created something that is so important to me and that really is everything that I want to be doing with my morning, it's so easy to follow it in order, and it actually just makes sense to follow it in order. That's probably how you're creating all of your routines. What I used to do would be to get out of bed and start work, because I had this anxious feeling of, oh, I need to get to my emails and I need to get to my messages and I need to get this all done so that I can rest later, which kind of makes sense in some logic, but at the same time it was putting my brain and my heart into drive really, really quickly, and it just wasn't starting me off for success. And then I would find that by 10 a.m. I was really unfocused and I was scrolling through social media, and by the middle of the afternoon I was super tired. So I really was not setting myself up for success at the start of the day, and it showed in how my day progressed. Again, all of this is about you creating something that works for you through trial and error. Give yourself the grace to try something and see if it works. If you are someone who's working out in the morning, give yourself the opportunity to try and work out in the afternoon. Maybe that's gonna work for you, maybe it's not. If you are someone who eats a really big hot meal in the morning, maybe try eating something lighter. If meditating makes you fall back asleep, do it in the afternoon. If journaling makes you feel overwhelmed, do it later. If you actually hate the idea of having a full morning skincare routine, then just wash your face and carry on with it. Okay, so now that you know how to set yourself up for success in creating a consistent morning routine, I'm going to show you mine from start to finish, and then we'll chat again, and I'll be in a different outfit because I recorded it on a different day. My alarm goes off and I reach up to let some natural light into the room. I love this bed and this comforter, so it's always hard to get out of bed, but I turn on the light and make my way over to grab a blanket and my dream journal, and I spend a little bit of time writing about whatever I remember from my dreams. Then I head into the bathroom, put my hair up in a messy bun, as one does, and rinse my face with cold water just before I take a probiotic. I do it by opening the capsule and putting it on my tongue. The brand is called Nature's Sunshine. And then I brush my teeth and wash my face once again, but properly this time with a cleanser. I use the Bloom cleanser and the Bloom toner from Young Living, which you'll see here, pat pat pat. Then I use the Bloom moisturizer as well. I also use Endoflex and the Elta MD sunscreen. I'll do a little gua sha stone on my face before the sunscreen and then put on this natural deodorant, which means you need to apply it with your fingers. Then I come out of the bathroom and I go ahead and I start to pray. So prayer is a really good way for me to just express gratitude and also set some intention for the day to get very grounded and centered and to connect with my higher self. Then I head over to my phone and I play a song that I'm meditating to every single day with something called a mind movie. That is a concept from Joe Dispenza, which you can look up, or maybe I can make a video about it. Once that's done, I just tidy up my bed and put some clothes on. Leggings, check. Tank top, check. And a sweater. Boom. Okay, put on some socks because I'm about to go outside. First, down to the kitchen. I'm staying with my parents right now. There's our big chocolate lab. Hi, Leo! I'm going to make a non-caffeinated latte. I use unsweetened almond milk, add a ton of cinnamon, also a little bit of carob powder and some dandelion root powder. Comes in a capsule and I sprinkle it in. Then I take my yoga mat outside and do a nice stretch in the fresh air, focusing mostly on my back, hamstrings, and hips because I spend so much time at my desk. You can see the big machinery and the farm equipment driving by, creating some dust on the road there. We live on a farm and it's super peaceful actually. There's a lot of traffic in the morning as everyone gets going where they need to go. Then I head back to my room and I read for 15 to 20 minutes. Right now I'm reading A Course in Miracles. Other books I've read this summer are A New Earth and this book called Trust. And that's the end of the morning routine. After this, I will dive into my workday, whether that is writing scripts for YouTube videos, recording a YouTube video, doing other back-end stuff for my business, or doing one-on-one client coaching calls. If the video was helpful for you. My morning routine isn't anything crazy. Like I said, I don't really meditate, I don't journal, and I don't work out during my morning routine. I just prepare my body for the day and do some things that you might consider productive, like reading and stretching, but also just nourishing myself by taking it really slowly, doing my prayer, feeling that gratitude, washing my face, and doing all of those nice things. I'd love to know in the comment box if this made you rethink your morning routine or what it made you think about your current routine in any way. Is it, oh, we have something really similar? Is it something that you want to try and change? Maybe having a consistent routine now feels way more achievable. I'd love to know. And now I'm gonna go prep for this client call. She's a coach and she's fairly new to the space, but she has so much to offer from her experience in the workplaces that she's been in. So what we're focusing on is the clarity of the messaging around her offer, but also who she needs to be to bring that offer to the table in a super confident way where people are going to be magnetized to her and also be wanting to work with her. Just to give you a little insight of one example of what we talk about on these calls, but with another client I was talking about boundaries and her relationship with her boss at her 9 to 5, and we also might strategize around how to make the best use of your time no matter what the structure of your life looks like, or talk about relationships past, present, and future, because it's all part of the personal development and mindset journey. That's all. Chat soon. Bye. I still feel sleepy. That doesn't even make any sense. Oh, wow. Why can't I get this sentence out of my mouth? Sun, come back. You're messing with my lighting. I'm coming for you, Megan. Let's do it.